I've got a pretty simple goal that I want to go for today, and that is to find myself a rock familiar, just to make my overworld exploration a little bit easier. But before we head out to find one, I will need to spend a little bit of time here making some items just so that we can actually tame it. But before we even do that, I desperately need to set up another campfire here before I freeze to death. Man, I absolutely hate the winter. So I believe that the only way that we can actually tame a rock is to feed it some avian treats, which by the looks of it will just require a lot of different fish items for us to make it. So it's going to be a very quick trip out to the ocean just to slaughter a few creatures. We are also going to require an avian saddle, which is going to be interesting to make because we're going to require some troll leather alongside a troll tusk and some feathers from a stymphalian or amphitheater bird, or whatever you are supposed to pronounce that bird as. We've already got some stymphalian bird feathers, so it's just then going to be the troll leather that we'll need to get as well, which will then also require us heading down into a cave system just to slaughter one. And I believe that the last item that we will then require is going to be a soul stone, which we can make with diamonds, ender pearls, and our soul gazer. And I believe that we can then use the item here on the tamed creature to bind it to us so that we can recall it whenever we wish. Kind of similar to a Pokeball actually. So I think our first steps will be heading out to find some trolls to get their leather to make the saddle, but I want to do something first very quickly, which is going to involve these heart dusts alongside these heart crystal shards, which I believe that I can use the dusts to actually make the heart crystal shards, and then we can use the shards to make these heart containers, which with some experience I can then use them here to gain some more hearts. So that's going to be pretty nice, and another material that we will definitely need to look out for whilst we're out here exploring. Anyway, that's enough preparation, so let's go find ourselves some trolls. Which, to be fair, I'm just heading back down into a little cave system to where I seen the very first one, which was somewhere down in that ravine if I recall, but I've also just seen whatever structure that is across the way, and my curiosity is making me want to go explore that first. This is probably going to be a very, very bad idea, but what do we have? Aberrant stone brick. And listening inside this, it doesn't sound that good. And yes, Zafan. I reckon I might regret my decisions here. Right boys, in you go do my work for me. Well, one of them is inside doing a fairly okay job. I think the other one has just died into lava, so that's not as helpful. Oh, let's take a very brief look inside here. Hello you. This is probably going to call for some range setup here to kill these, which to be fair, they're not really all that strong actually. And we have a monster spawner for a pig. Okay. And a spectre from this one, which I am not dealing with, so we'll get rid of that very quickly. And we do seem to have some chests and some nasties next door here. How can I do this without being horribly slaughtered? We send in the minions, of course. That's what we've got them for. Hello, you. Trite. Oh, drop some heart shards. Even better. I don't think that these guys are actually very strong in here. I'll let the Aegis take on the one with all of the sparkles around him. And I may just very quickly come in and take out these spawners, especially for these traits. And we will try do this kind of cautiously. And of course we've got a Banshee as well, who's now dead. But the rest of this place, apart from that Spectre, doesn't seem to be too difficult here. So we will just spend a little bit of time grabbing some goodies from these chests. Or not. We do seem to be getting quite a lot of end materials within this place, which is interesting. I kind of wish I didn't come into this room now that I think about it. Yes, very much regretting my decisions coming into this room now. If only I had some minions that could help me. I think that's enough exploration of that place for the moment then. Anyway, troll time. Let's go. This is where I seen the last troll then. That was nice of you, skeleton. So I am wondering if there will be another one just around here too. We will keep exploring and get a bit more knowledge of whatever we can, and hopefully we will come across some of them. Although that looks a bit ominous in there. This can only be a trap. I'm not quite sure what we have there. Just a monster box. With a few things actually. It took my weapon. Cool. Well, that was fun. We have some more of this green stuff, and yes, these Zaphans, whatever you want to call them here. And that's a different version of it. A scarlet one. And it's dead. And we got absolutely nothing. We have another fun monster box down there, which I don't really want to go for. And just a lot of nasties in general. But no troll yet. At least we are coming across a few of these heart crystal ore deposits. Although I need to be a bit sensible about this, otherwise I'll end up in the drink. And we just killed enough chupacabras to unlock knowledge rank 2 of them. So that's pretty nice. Still going to avoid all of that. I've also collected enough experience to go for some different skills, I think. Which lets level up our sprinting speed and maybe get some athletics to decrease our fall damage. So we should now be a bit faster and be able to fall a bit more as well without taking too much damage. This looks like a lot of fun inside here. We've got some diamonds on the wall, which could be nice. But the rest of it, not so much. And yes, I did foolishly enter it and very much regretted my decision. And of course we have bloody grooves down here too. Just can't ever get rid of them. Well, we've got a few nasties here waiting on me, which is nice. There is something over there which is currently invisible, which is even nicer. And I get the feeling that this room is just going to kill me. Oh, it's just a normal grue. Your destructive actions on elements is draining something. I do get that message up occasionally, but I'm not really sure what it means. I'm sure we'll find that out in due course at least. Holy crap. Indigo Cave crystals. Very interesting. And bedrock with lots of ores. I mean, this has all been really fascinating and nice to explore, but I'm really just looking for a troll. This is doing everything but. Oh well, whilst we're here then, let's grab some of these items. Another monster box that I'm hoping to ignore. And a lot more diamonds in here. Holy crap. Well, I'm not entirely sure what that little area is or what it is used for, but I appreciate all of the gems and diamonds that I got from it. We have some more charred stone here. What is this taking us into? Lots of gold. So what do we have in here then? Lots of chests, lots of gold, lots of nasties, lots of charred stone. We've got a dragon nest here then, don't we? Where is the dragon though? Because so far, all we've got are those nasty buggers and whatever that little screaming thing was. And are these chests just appearing? Manuscripts inside this one. Sure. Lots of manuscripts, actually. Interesting. Well, I've pretty much looted everything that I want to within here, and I'm running very low on medical supplies, so I'm thinking about calling our little troll quest at a halt here at the moment, and heading back to our hobbit home just to resupply. Not that we've done really well with trying to find some trolls, but at least we have discovered a few new interesting things within these cave systems. I am interested in seeing what is at the top though, and if this is actually a dragon's nest or not. It looks as if there should be some form of light coming into here, so I think that's going to be the next step just before we do head back to the Hobbit house. And depending on what meets us at the top, it may be a very fast travel back to the Hobbit house anyway. I've come at this angle from the outside, but we do now have some dirt and we have exposed the outside. So let's see what is out here. Absolutely nothing. Well, that's very disappointing. I was actually kind of hoping to have found a dragon there. Oh well, homewards we go. Well, after a quick pit stop back home and heading straight back into the dungeons, look what I have come across. And look what is now dead. So hopefully this has dropped us some troll leather. Perfect. As well as some tusks. And this is where I found the troll, right outside that purple structure that we found at the beginning. What is actually taking the piss is that I can actually hear another one. So I will find it first, slaughter it just for a few more parts, then we'll head back and make this saddle. Yep, there's one right there, as well as something that's trying to blow me up. And I'm not really sure what is trying to blow me up, but it does seem to be coming a bit closer. Thanks very much for that, Banshee, I appreciate it a lot. I get the feeling that whatever is trying to get to me is actually within the aberrant stone dungeon there. So I'm probably going to try get away from this. I actually think that maybe another troll within these stones here that might be causing all of the noise. Little trite, no thank you. Yes it is. Okay, this really is now starting to take the piss a bit. And in fact, just as I was trying to get the parts that had dropped, another one has very fortunately come over to greet us. So we'll just very carefully slaughter this one as well. And that's another one down. So let's get in here and grab all the parts that we can. A troll's axe. So I think that we now have all of the items that we require in order to make one of these avian saddles. So let's do it. And we may also have enough shards here to make a few more of these heart containers, so we'll also get some more health as well. So now that we have the saddle, the next item that we will need are some of these avian treats, which we can make by using the cooked meat of some of these underwater creatures. Sorry, Mr. Ica, but I really want a mount. Oh, bye then. I also think that little crabs will also do, so thank you very much in advance, Mr. Crab. I almost feel bad about doing this. Almost. Well, it's actually now night time, and this is when these rocks start coming out of hiding and I can maybe find them in some plains biomes. So I'm going to allow these meats to cook down, then we'll make the avian treats with them, and hopefully be able to then head out and see if we can find one.
From a bomb.
Okay. Well, windstorm has just begun, which I'm not really sure what that means, but we now all of a sudden have these guys here, which are actually rocks. Okay, so that's really helpful. Now, would you like some of my treats here, Mr. Rock? His knowledge is going up, and I've run out of treats. Well, that's not great. I would like you to put me down at some point, Mr. Rock, especially because I am going to need some more treats for you. Anywhere in the water would be grand. Dying of hypothermia is not grand. Right, sorry just now, Rock, but I need to go into the water here, and Windstorm is no longer spawning mobs, but hopefully some of these ones here will stay. That'll be nice. Ish. Okay, on second thoughts, maybe not. If all you guys are going to do is pick me up and take me away from the water, then that isn't very helpful. If you would give me a moment, chaps, I could actually make you some nice treats. For God's sake. Yep, didn't see that one coming. So I'm going to assume that I'm going to need a higher knowledge rank in order to tame one of these rocks. So maybe killing them here as well will help aid in getting that knowledge rank up. So maybe these guys spawning in here wasn't too bad of a thing. That might be a problem, however. I'm pretty sure that's a Morok, which is a dragon. Which would be nice to have as a mount, but baby steps first with the rocks, I think. Well, unfortunately, it's become daytime again, and the rocks have pretty much disappeared. So, it is a real shame that I couldn't tame one in time, but at least we now know what they look like and what we need to do in order to tame them. Which all that we need to really do is just get them a few more treats. So we now have 16 of these avian treats, and apparently the area around here is a plains, so we'll wait until it becomes night and hopefully a rock will spawn and we can actually tame it in time this time. I'm also noticing that the snow is starting to disappear, so hopefully we're also now coming out of winter, which will be great. Night is now upon us, so let's see if any rocks spawn in. So far, I haven't gotten very lucky with finding any within the plains biomes here, so I'm going to quickly check a savanna biome that is fairly close. And so far here as well, I don't seem to be getting very lucky. And I've pretty much run around both of these biomes pretty much all night and not a single trace of one. Which of course is just my luck with this. I swear I'm having both the best and the worst luck here today. Well, we have another night and we've finally found a rock that is holding a creeper at the moment. So as long as it doesn't die or do anything stupid, I will hopefully get some knowledge from it. Perfect. Oh, it's picked me up too. Even better. How would you like some treats then, Mr. Rock? Until we can get knowledge rank 2 at least. We are now able to tame a rock. So how many more treats are you wanting here then? Taming is slowly going up to 1000%. Fortunately, I do have a few more. The rock seems to love you now. So, have we done it? Have we managed to tame a rock? Oh, we may have, and then the spider killed it. Excellent. Alright then, well, I have found another one, and we will hopefully get it tamed here, and then I will stick it straight into the Pokeball, just so that it doesn't happen again. The rock is now tamed, so you come into the Pokeball. Your rock has now been bound, and you will find it in your Mount Manager. So I think we have now officially done it, and we have tamed ourselves a rock. So the next question that I have is, how do we put a saddle on you? Oh, just like that. Right, Rock, if you come back for 2 seconds, I will see if I can mount you. Yes, okay, excellent. And this is going to be extremely helpful to get around the place now. Hello, you. This thing is actually really quite fast, and it's going to be able to take us to places that we weren't able to before, and maybe find things that wasn't accessible to us before. Well, it sure took a moment, but this new mount is definitely going to be worth it. So next time, we'll be doing a lot more exploring, and of course, a lot more dying.